Hey, welcome to Moms and Wine. I'm Kat. I'm here with my friend Uncle Harold, and he actually just came out with these spices called 360 spices. So we're gonna talk about that, and I'm gonna cook something. What are we cooking?
I wanted to do something where a mom can still take care of the kids and at the same time be able to just throw something in the oven and forget about it, right? So the dish today is going to be Spatchcock chicken with some seasonal vegetables that we got from the market. We're going to have some eggplant, some daikon radish, some mushrooms, and some really nice Vidalia onions. And yeah, we'll just get right into it. First, I want you to take the eggplants.
Okay.
Maybe we'll just do one because it's kind of big.
Okay.
And then the cut will be like this, all right?
Okay.
Okay. And so the next cut will be this. This is called a bilateral cut. Maybe this is a little too crazy. Just go like this, all right?
Okay. I like this knife too.
Thanks. The other knife is a Filipino knife from the Philippines. It's made with Filipino steel and Filipino wood. So yeah, we're very much here to support the Philippines. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna go right into kind of marinating the chicken while you putting all that together. So this is about a 3-pound chicken from the Vietnamese market, poultry market that they have over here. So what we want to do is marinate it real quick. A little bit of salt and pepper just to get the moisture out. And you want to heavy the salt on the outside of the chicken because you want that nice crispy skin, right? A little black pepper.
You still have the head on it.
Yeah. We want to showcase that, you know, the chicken is a real chicken. It's not a fake chicken. You know what I'm saying? And the feet and everything. And we want to show people that it's a real chicken. We like to marinate it with vinegar. And what it does is it'll make the chicken a lot tender, and it'll brine it, but it'll also give this really acidic taste to it when it gets to when we get to pan searing it. And what I also like to do is give a little bit of this annatto powder, just so we can have a little bit of a color when we pan sear it. All right, make sure the head gets some of that color too.
At what point do you cut the head off?
Later when we're eating, when you eat it.
The
head of the chicken. All right, so we're gonna let this sit there for a little bit.
So where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in Iloilo City, Philippines, in the early 80s, in 1985, and then we moved to New York City about 1994, and we moved right into the South Bronx. So I grew up in the South Bronx. We kept our traditions, the Filipino traditions, in our home, and my father was the one really, you know, keeping the rock of the house with food from the motherland, and my mom worked a lot, you know, being a nurse in Lincoln Hospital in the South Bronx. So she comes home at like 6 o'clock after working all day, and my father would be home to like make the dishes and stuff like that for us. So. All right, so the next
What is this?
This is a daikon radish.
A daikon radish.
It's Japanese radish. It's very nice when you pan sear it with some of these chicken drippings come into it. It just becomes like a very unctuous potato almost, you know.
Oh, okay.
So the cut I want you to do you can eat the skin on. So the cut you're gonna do is just like that. So give me like 5 of these. You know what I'm saying? Just like that, yeah.
Okay.
Just you sear the chicken a little bit. You know the oil is best. You want to coat the bottom of the pan because this is gonna be a big boy. So cast iron is like one of my favorite tools to have in the kitchen, and especially
Is that the best pan to cook in?
yeah,
Okay.
it's like one of the it can be for everything, you know what I'm saying? You can make cornbread in this if you want to.
Because you can put it in the oven, right?
Yep. So
How long do you have to marinate for?
usually overnight, but this is, you know, vinegar. That's why I put the vinegar too. Is it'll penetrate, you know what I'm saying? So it'll get the flavor that you need. So what you're gonna do is in the cast iron pan, it gives it, you know, what it needs. You know, it'll brown up, it'll cook it evenly. So yeah. Alright, so we'll get into these mushrooms real quick too.
Okay.
It's pretty simple. You want to keep the dexterity of the mushroom. You don't want to break it down too far, and then it becomes really small. What I like to do with these is just do them by hand, like tearing them, you know.
Okay.
So like do like 5 of these too, and we'll create a little base for the chicken to form.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know, you just want to keep checking on it, make sure you get a nice color. See, getting like this nice brown color.
Yeah. So what makes it crispy like that? Is it
It's the salt.
the salt?
Yeah, you gotta put a lot of salt in the chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
And you can do that with all types of meat too, pork belly, turkey, you know, you want to season it, you know what I mean?
Okay. Do you get burned when you cook?
No more.
I just keep playing like.
I don't get burned anymore. Just let that rest right there, and then you take the oil and dump it. But this brown stuff, you see that brown stuff is there? That's called the fond. You want to save that. That's where the good shit is at.
Okay.
That's where the flavor is at, right? So you want to coat it again with a little bit of oil just to start. Then you can pass me those vegetables.
Okay. Now, does it matter what oil you use?
I like to use like vegetable oil, stuff like that, because if you use flavored oil like olive oil, it'll burn. And you need to, for me, I cook with high temperatures. Like I like to cook shit fast, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not waiting for dinner for like an hour. Like 30 minutes is like the minimum. Like I'm out after that. Like,
Oh, that's awesome.
Like I'll make like dinner for my wife and I. 15, 20 minutes, bro. I'm done.
That's amazing.
Everything is high temp. Everything is fucking boiling. I'm to the plate. So first we want to start off with something that's gonna take a little bit longer to cook. We try these onions.
Okay.
I'm gonna give this nice little color, right? A nice little base. Like I said, that fond, that brown thing in the bottom is where you want to have it. You know? That's like that's the magic right there. You know?
Yeah.
So and then you want to throw in some of the eggplants because those take a long time to cook. So that's how you start the cooking process. You put the things in that take a little bit longer. Yeah.
Okay.
So by the time you put the chicken on top, they're already halfway or 3/4 of the way, and then when they cook in the oven, they're gonna be, you know, done.
Okay.
And you always want to season along the way. I hate it when people talk about seasoning like at the end. You want to season along the way because you want to flavor everything. Everything.
Incorporate the flavors.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, so that's going.
Okay.
Nice onions already.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want that. And then now throw a little bit of this daikon in here. So what I'm really doing is I'm building a little bed for the chicken.
Okay.
You know, so it can have a place to relax. You know what I'm saying? So you just want to have that one side like really nice. You see the caramelization?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. All right, cool. And then now we have the mushrooms. Because these things cook fast. Right?
Yeah.
So we just throw that over time. Just take a little crowd. The chicken right on the top, like that. So that can protect it a little bit too, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to dry out, you know?
Okay.
And I just throw it right over.
So what inspired you to make your own spices?
I was working at a restaurant and we need to, you know, kind of give the food a little bit of a jazz. I looked up this spice called palapa from the Mindanao region in the Philippines. And it's usually super wet, you know, they cook it and then they keep it like in oil and it's like wet. You just, you know, put it on top of like different stuff. And so I decided, you know, I want to dehydrate it and make it dry so it can last longer, right? So the components is vegan and vegetarian. And this spice is a finishing spice, so we call it 360 because it can be on top of vegetables, it can be on top of poultry, fish, meat, and it has a nice flavor profile to it.
So thank you so much for teaching me how to cook. What is it called again? I'm sorry.
Spatchcock chicken.
Spatchcock chicken.
Yeah.
And it's one pot, which is awesome.